Hey, welcome back to Easy English Space. I'm Henry.
And I'm Julia.
Whether you're watching this for the first time or you've been here with us for a while, we are genuinely grateful you're here. Today we're talking about the night before an exam.
It's the night before. Let's talk about what actually happens. Henry, you go first. What does your night before an exam actually look like?
Okay, so honestly, it's kind of funny to look back on now, but when I was a student, the night before was always the same pattern. I'd start the evening feeling okay, like I've got this, I've been preparing, it's fine.
The calm before the storm.
Exactly, the calm before the storm. And then around 8 or 9 at night, something would shift. I'd open my notes and I'd suddenly realize there was this one topic, just one, that I had completely ignored for the entire semester.
Oh no!
And it was always something important, like very important. And I'd just sit there thinking, okay, we can fix this. We have 8 hours.
8 hours! That's the funniest and saddest sentence I've ever heard.
It really is. And you know what's wild? You can actually learn quite a bit in 8 hours. You can also panic quite a bit in 8 hours. Both are true.
Both are equally possible. Okay, listeners, let's stop for a second because Henry just used a really nice phrase. He said, the calm before the storm. Do you know this expression? It means a quiet, peaceful moment that happens right before something difficult or intense, like before a big exam or before an important meeting. The calm before the storm. Let's all say it together. Ready? Say it with us. The calm before the storm.
Good. And try using it today. You can say, I feel calm right now, but tomorrow is my exam. This is just the calm before the storm. Simple, natural, and it sounds really fluent.
I love that phrase so much. Okay, so Henry panicked at 9 p.m. Very relatable. My story is slightly different. My night before an exam was always a cleaning session.
Wait, what?
I know. Every single time. I'd sit down to study and then I'd think, this desk is a little messy. Let me just tidy it up quickly. And then 1 hour later, my room was spotless, my desk was perfectly organized, I had reorganized my bookshelves by color.
By color?
By color. And I hadn't read a single page, not one.
That is such a classic avoidance strategy.
It really is. And at the time, I thought I was being productive. I was like, no, I'm creating the right environment for studying. And technically, yes, but also I was just scared.
That's so honest, Julia. I think a lot of people do that. They find something else to do because opening the actual book feels scary.
Yeah, it does. Because when you open the book, you have to face what you don't know, and that's uncomfortable.
That's a really good point. Listeners, does that sound familiar? Do you ever avoid the hard thing by doing something easier instead? Write it in the comments. Tell us, what do you do instead of studying? Do you clean? Do you scroll your phone? Do you suddenly become very interested in reorganizing your wardrobe?
All valid, all very valid.
Okay, so let's talk about some vocabulary. Because the night before an exam has its own special vocabulary, words and phrases that describe everything that happens during those hours.
Yes. Okay, so the first word, and this is such a good one, is to cram. C-R-A-M. To cram. It means to study a lot of information in a very short time, usually the night before, like stuffing information into your brain really fast.
Like, I didn't study all semester, so now I'm cramming the night before.
Exactly. And we say cramming a lot. I was up all night cramming. Don't worry, I'll cram in the morning. It's very natural, very common, and most students have done it at least once.
Most students. Okay, next phrase, and I love this one, is to pull an all-nighter. To pull an all-nighter means to stay up the entire night without sleeping to study, or sometimes to finish a project.
Oh, yes. Have you ever pulled an all-nighter, Henry?
Once. Just once. And I want to say it was worth it. But honestly, I walked into that exam so tired that I kept rereading the same question for 5 minutes. and my brain just refused to work.
Oh no. Yeah, there is actually research on this. Sleep deprivation affects memory really badly. Like, you need sleep to actually consolidate what you've learned.
Right. So the irony is that cramming all night and skipping sleep can actually make your performance worse.
It's so cruel. It really is. Okay, listeners, let's practice these two phrases. Repeat after us. First, I was up all night cramming. Say it. I was up all night cramming. Good.
And second, I pulled an all-nighter before the exam. Try it. I pulled an all-nighter before the exam. Perfect. These are very useful in conversation, especially when you're telling a story about a stressful experience.
Okay, so let's go deeper into the emotional side of this, because the night before an exam isn't just about studying. There's so much happening emotionally.
Yeah, there's anxiety, obviously, that's the big one. Anxiety, it means a feeling of worry, nervousness, or fear about something that's going to happen. And the night before an exam is basically anxiety's favorite night of the year.
Anxiety's favorite night. I love that. And what's interesting is that anxiety shows up differently for different people. For some people, it's like restlessness. You can't sit still. You keep moving, pacing, checking your phone.
For others, it's more quiet. You just feel heavy, a little sad almost, like a low background hum of dread that just sits there.
Yeah, I know that feeling. It's like you don't want to think about the exam, but you also can't stop thinking about the exam.
Exactly. And sometimes in those quiet moments, you start to think bigger thoughts. Like, what if I fail? What will that mean? What if this one exam changes everything?
And those thoughts spiral, right? They just get bigger and bigger.
Yeah. And look, I want to say something to anyone who's ever felt that way, because I've felt that way too. That kind of fear, it doesn't mean you're not smart. It doesn't mean you're not prepared. It just means you care. You care about your future. And that's not a bad thing. It's actually a very human thing.
That's all, Henry. That's really beautiful.
Okay, don't make it weird.
Too late, it's already emotional. But no, genuinely. Listeners, if you've ever had that spiral of fear the night before something important, you're not alone. Not even a little.
Not even close to alone. Okay, so let's talk about something more practical. What do people actually do to cope with the stress of the night before?
Oh, great question. Okay, so I talked to some of my friends about this, and I got some really interesting answers. One friend told me she makes a cup of chamomile tea. Chamomile, that's a very gentle, calming herbal tea. And she just sits quietly for 10 minutes before starting to study. She says it helps her brain slow down.
That's actually really smart. The whole point is to give your nervous system a signal that you're safe, you're okay. The panic isn't helping.
Exactly. Another friend told me he reads his notes out loud, like he actually speaks his notes, and he said it helps him remember much better than reading silently.
That is a legitimate technique, by the way. It's called active recall, kind of. When you speak information out loud, you process it differently. Your brain engages more.
And it probably sounds a little funny to anyone nearby, but hey, whatever works.
Whatever works. Okay, so here's a question for listeners. What do you do to calm down the night before something stressful? Not just exams, any big moment. Write your strategy in the comments. We genuinely want to know.
Yes, please. And honestly, some of the best advice I've ever gotten has come from people in comments. Real people, real strategies. So share with us.
Okay, so let's talk about something funny, because the night before an exam is also weirdly funny sometimes. Like the things people do when they're stressed are kind of hilarious.
Oh, yes. Okay, I have to share this. One time, this is true, the night before a really big English exam, I spent 45 minutes watching videos about how dolphins sleep.
Wait, what?
I don't know why. I don't know how I got there. I started watching a study tips video, somehow ended up watching something about deep sea animals, and then suddenly Dolphins. Did you know dolphins sleep with one eye open?
I did not know that.
Well, I do, because of the night before my English exam. Haha!
Okay, that's actually amazing. I love that. And you know what? I think most people have a version of that story, where you're supposed to be studying and somehow you end up in the strangest corner of the internet.
It's a universal experience. The night before exam internet spiral.
It really is. Okay, so let's do a quick little story practice. I'm going to tell a short story using some of the vocabulary we've learned today, and I want you to listen and see if you can catch the words. Ready?
Yes, go.
Okay, so last year, my younger cousin had a big math exam. The night before, he was very calm, too calm. He told his mom, "Don't worry, I've got this." Classic calm before the storm. At 10 p.m., he suddenly realized he'd forgotten one entire chapter. He started cramming immediately. By midnight, he was so anxious he couldn't sit still. His mom made him some tea. He finally went to sleep at 2 in the morning, and the next day, he passed.
Oh, he passed.
He passed. Not perfectly, but he passed. And you know what he said afterward?
What?
He said, "I think the tea helped more than the studying."
That's honestly probably true. Okay, listeners, did you catch the vocabulary? We had calm before the storm, cramming, and anxious. Beautiful little story, Henry.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so let's talk about something that doesn't get discussed enough. The night before an exam, a lot of people feel guilty. Have you noticed that?
Yeah, that guilt of like, I should have started earlier, I should have studied more, why did I leave it so late?
Yes, that guilt is so heavy. And here's the thing, feeling guilty the night before doesn't help you at all. It doesn't add extra hours to your evening. It doesn't make the information stick better. It just drains your energy.
It really does, and I think a lot of us have been taught that self-criticism motivates us, but actually it often does the opposite. It makes you feel so bad about yourself that you can't even focus.
Exactly. There's actually a phrase in English that fits here really well. What's done is done. Do you know this one? What's done is done means the past can't be changed, so there's no point dwelling on it. It's a way of accepting reality and moving forward.
What's done is done. I like that. Like, okay, I didn't study as much as I should have, but what's done is done. Now let's focus on what I can do right now.
That's such a healthier mindset, and honestly, a more effective one. Listeners, let's practice this phrase. Say it with us. What's done is done. Good. Now try it in a sentence. I can't change yesterday. What's done is done.
Perfect. And that's genuinely useful in so many life situations, not just exams. Arguments, mistakes, bad decisions. What's done is a really elegant way to signal that you're moving forward.
Love it. Okay, so I want to ask you something, Henry, and be honest. What is the best thing someone can do the night before an exam?
Honestly, I think the best thing is to review, not relearn. There's a difference. Reviewing means going over things you already know to refresh your memory. Relearning means trying to understand something totally new. And the night before, it's too late to relearn.
Say that again, because that's really smart.
Review, don't relearn. If you've been studying throughout, spend the night before lightly going over your notes, highlight key points, maybe make a small summary, but don't try to start from zero on a new topic. That just creates more panic.
That is such practical, calm, sensible advice. Why didn't anyone tell me this when I was a student?
Someone probably did, and you were too busy reorganizing your bookshelf.
Okay, fair point.
Okay, so another really important thing, and I feel strongly about this, is the hour before you sleep. That last hour matters so much.
Tell us more.
So a lot of people spend the hour before sleep looking at their phone, scrolling, watching videos, and the blue light from screens actually signals to your brain, stay awake. So you end up lying in bed, tired but wired, and sleep just won't come.
Ugh, I know this so well. You're exhausted, but your brain is just going, nope, still processing, still scrolling through notifications from 6 days ago.
Exactly. So if you can, try to put the phone down at least 30 minutes before sleep. Maybe read something light, or just lie in the dark and breathe.
That sounds so peaceful and also so hard for most of us.
It does. It is. But your sleep quality will genuinely improve, and you'll perform better the next day. Sleep is not the enemy of exam preparation. It's part of it.
That's beautiful. I want to put that on a poster. Sleep is part of the preparation.
Please do.
Okay, listeners, we want to hear from you. This is important. Tell us in the comments, what is your biggest exam night habit, good or bad? Do you study until midnight? Do you go to sleep early? Do you watch dolphin videos?
Or do you do something completely different that we haven't mentioned? We're genuinely curious.
Yes, comment below. We read them. We really do.
Okay, so let's do one more little practice moment because I want to give you something really useful to take away today. Let's talk about phrases you can actually say out loud during a stressful night. Real spoken English. Phrases you could say to yourself or to a friend who's also panicking.
Ooh, I love this. Okay, first phrase, I've got this. I've got this. Super simple, super common. It means I can handle this. I'm capable. It's a way of giving yourself a little pep talk.
I've got this. Try it. Say it like you mean it. I've got this.
Next one step at a time. This means don't think about everything at once. Just focus on the very next thing. Very calming phrase.
One step at a time. Let's say it together. One step at a time. Good. Use this when you feel overwhelmed.
And the last one, this too shall pass. This is one of my favorites. It's a little more poetic. It means even this difficult moment is temporary. It will end. You will get through it.
This too shall pass. Say it slowly. This too shall pass. Beautiful.
Honestly, say these 3 phrases to yourself the next time you're stressed. Not just before exams, any hard moment. I've got this, one step at a time, this too shall pass.
They sound simple, but there's real power in speaking kindly to yourself, in English and in any language.
Okay, so we're getting close to the end of today's episode, and I just want to say, genuinely, from both of us, if you're watching this and you have an exam coming up, you are more prepared than you think you are. You always are.
And even if it doesn't go perfectly, that's okay too. One exam doesn't define you. It really doesn't. What matters more is that you showed up, you tried, and you're still learning.
Oh, yeah, that's it.
Okay, before we go, if you're enjoying Easy English Space and you want to keep growing your English with us, it would mean so much if you subscribed. It helps us keep making these conversations for you.
We put a lot of love into each one, so thank you for being here, really.
And for today's homework, don't stress, it's a small one. We want you to write a few lines in the comments about your own night before exam experience. It could be funny, it could be honest, it can be a mix of both. Just write in English. Any level, any length, we'll read them.
And also, tell us, what is your #1 tip for surviving the night before an exam? Share it. Maybe it'll help someone else who's watching.
Next episode, we're going to talk about something that follows this one perfectly. We're going to talk about exam result day, that moment when you find out how you did. The relief, the disappointment, the shock, the tears. We're going there.
Oh, it's going to be emotional. I already know it.
It really is. So don't miss it. We'll see you there.
Take care of yourself tonight. Sleep well. And remember, you've got this.
You really do. Good night, Easy English Space. We'll see you next time.